Hey credit heroes, have you ever had a late payment screw up your credit score? Well, here's what they don't want you to know. Late payments aren't permanent. And yes, you can remove late payments. And today I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do it step by step. I'm going to show you what works, what doesn't, and how to do it all inside Credit Repair Cloud. So if you're trying to clean up your credit report or you just want your score to go way up fast, you better stick around because I'm spilling all the secrets.
My name is Daniel Rosen, and welcome to Credit Repair Business Secrets.
Late payments are still the #1 credit killer that haunts good people for years. And here's what really gets me angry. The credit bureaus, the banks, and the creditors, they want you to think that a late payment is permanent. But that is complete bullshit. And I'm going to prove it to you today. Nearly 3 out of 4 people have at least one late payment on their credit report. And with all the crazy shit that's happening in the world, that number is only getting higher. But here's the thing that most people don't realize. One single 30-day late payment can drop your credit score by 60 to 110 points, depending on where you started. And if you have multiple late payments, forget about it. You're looking at score drops of 200 points or more, which is the difference between getting approved for your dream home at a good interest rate versus getting rejected completely. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars over the life of these loans. Now, before I dive into the removal strategies, I want you to understand something important about late payments that most credit repair companies miss. Late payments aren't just data points. They are emotional triggers for creditors. When creditors see late payments, they don't just see risk. No, they see betrayal. They see someone who broke a promise. But here's the flip side. When you can tell a compelling story about why that payment was late, it can make a huge impact. There is no one-size-fits-all solution for removing late payments. You've got to use the right strategy for the right situation. And that starts with 2 things: reviewing the account carefully and talking with your client to really understand what happened, whether they missed a payment due to a system glitch or because of a hurricane that hit their town, or maybe they were in the hospital. Every situation's different. The more context you get, the better chance you have at getting that late payment removed. So now that we have that clear, let's group these late payment tactics into 3 power strategy categories. Category 1, life events and legal coverage. This covers government protections and lender policies during major events like pandemics or natural disasters. The CARES Act strategy. When COVID hit, the government said if someone was current on their payments and contacted their lender for help, like to skip a payment or to get temporary relief, and if the lender agreed, then those accounts should not be reported as late. Even though the CARES Act officially ended in 2023, you can still challenge late payments from that period. A lot of people got payment assistance during COVID, and now those records are messy or missing, and that makes it a smart time to challenge those late marks. FEMA disaster relief. If a late payment happened around a federally declared disaster in your area, like a hurricane, a flood, or a wildfire, many lenders have internal policies that allow removal. You just have to ask. Now, here's something really important. Don't lie. Don't stretch the truth. These protections are real and they do work when they're used correctly. So look into your specific case, gather facts, and then decide if it applies. This is about fair treatment based on real hardship, not on tricking someone. Category 2, technical errors and system failures. Sometimes a late payment shows up on a credit report even when the customer tried to pay on time, and that's usually because something went wrong in the process. Here are a few examples. A payment got delayed in the mail. The online payment system was down. A returned item wasn't credited back quickly enough. Or the payment was made on time, but the company didn't process it fast enough. And this exact thing just happened to me this week. A company said they didn't receive my payment last month, and I said, That's odd. I had it on auto pay. And then I looked and I didn't see any evidence in my bank that there was an issue. So I pushed and pushed and I stood my ground, and you know what happened? I got them to remove the late payment and the late charge. You have every right to ask creditors or the credit bureaus to double check accuracy. You're not saying that the payment didn't happen. You're just asking them to investigate potential errors. And if you have proof like payment confirmation or bank records or receipts, great. But even without it, you can still raise questions and request reviews. And under law, they must investigate when you ask. Category 3, inconsistencies and data mismatches. Creditors must report information accurately and consistently across all 3 bureaus. And when they don't, you have a strong case for a challenge. So here's what you want to look for. One bureau shows 30 days late, and others show on-time payments that jump from current to 60 days late without showing the 30-day step. Or completely different open and close dates between bureaus. These inconsistencies mean that something doesn't add up. You're pointing out specific differences and asking for verification. You might say something like, my payment history shows this account marked 60 days late without first being reported as 30 days late. Please confirm the timeline is correct. Or, this account shows different dates across all 3 credit bureaus. Please reinvestigate to ensure accurate reporting. These factual disputes are powerful because they're hard to ignore and they can lead to fast results. Coming up next, I'm going to show you a tool that is so simple that most people overlook it, but it can actually erase a late payment. It's called a Goodwill letter, and it works way better than you think. Now, this is important. A Goodwill letter is not a dispute. It's not a legal claim. It's not you challenging the accuracy of a late payment. No, it is a request, a human, honest, respectful request. You're writing to a creditor and you're saying, I know I was late, but here's what happened. I've been your good customer for a very long time. Would you consider removing this late mark as a gesture of goodwill? Now, it works best when 4 things are true. You're still an active customer with the creditor. The account is current with no past due balance. You have a strong history of paying on time, and the late payment was a one-time issue caused by a hardship, something like an illness, a job loss, or a family emergency. Now, not every creditor will say yes, but many do, especially when the request is sincere and it's backed by a solid payment record. Why does this work? Because creditors want to keep good customers. And when someone's been late just once, but they've otherwise been reliable, removing that late mark doesn't cost the company anything, but it means everything to that customer. All right, now let's walk through the process step by step in Credit Repair Cloud. Pause the video where you need to, and then do what I just showed you. Start by logging into your Credit Repair Cloud account, and if you don't have an account, you can get a free 30-day trial right now at creditrepaircloud.com. Now, before you get started, you're going to want to add the client and complete the client onboarding. And if this is for your own credit, that's okay. Just enter yourself as the client and then complete your own client onboarding. You'll also want to send a round 1 letter removing any incorrect or outdated personal information like old addresses, misspelled names, and wrong birth dates. Since this is just a demo, I've added a demo client so I'm not exposing anyone's personal information here. You'll want to get a copy of their updated and full credit report. I'm looking at this one in Credit Hero Score. And under Accounts, you'll want to expand the details of the account and review everything really closely with your client. Each report might look a little different, but you can see here 30-day late payment on this credit card account, and the month and year it was made are marked as well. Then you go into Credit Repair Cloud and navigate to the client dashboard. Click on the Import Audit tab, and then click Import Credit Report Now. For the supported provider, there are several options available, but we recommend Credit Hero Score to skip all the password drama and have a better experience. But for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to run Sample Report, and I'm going to generate a simple audit with just one click. Once you get the simple audit, you'll see the scores from the 3 major credit bureaus. Not every single detail is shown here, which is why you need to look through the full report first. Continue to tag pending items and find your account with the late payment listed under Account History. You'll need to list the reason and the instructions here, and you can also add custom text to fit your exact situation. Continue to the Dispute Wizard and choose a Round 2 letter. You'll be sending this letter to the creditor, so choose that option as well. Select the account you want to dispute, go to Step 3 and choose the creditor letter category and search for Goodwill letter sent to original creditor. Then generate a unique letter with AI, and then here's the most important part, change the details in the letter to make it personal and sincere. Say something like, I've always paid on time, but in February 2024, I was hospitalized and I missed a payment. As soon as I recovered, I paid in full. I'm kindly asking you to remove this late mark as a gesture of goodwill. Keep it short, keep it honest, and keep it kind. Save the letter and create a reminder to follow up in 30 days. And finally, send that letter to the original creditor. But here's where you go the extra mile. Instead of just sending the letter to customer service, send additional copies to multiple contacts at that company. Look up the company's executive team, use their website, their LinkedIn, or even Google, and send the letter to several departments: customer support, credit reporting compliance, executive offices, whoever you can find. I did this years ago with American Express. I wrote to their CEO. And you know what happened? They actually helped me, and they took the bad marks off of my account. Why? Because sometimes all it takes is the right person seeing your letter. And if you don't hear back, or if they say no, you can always revise your letter and try again. It pays to be persistent. Just remember, be respectful and professional in every letter. Make your request personal and human. And always, always, always follow up. Now, Goodwill letters don't always work on the first try, but when they do, they can lead to big credit score increases and even bigger client loyalty. Here's my final point. Life happens to all of us. Jobs are lost, people get sick, and emergencies come up, but one mistake doesn't have to define your entire financial character. Every late payment you remove may represent a family that can now buy their first home, a small business owner who can get the loan they need to grow, or a single parent who can finally get a reliable car. Because credit repair isn't just about disputes. No, it's about strategy, empathy, and real people. And that's what being a credit hero is all about. And I'll end by saying, if you want to learn how to remove hard inquiries, check out my step-by-step guide here. And if you'd like to start your very own credit repair business and discover how to earn extra income repairing credit for others, check out my brand new Start Repairing Credit Challenge. So sign up right now at startrepairingcredit.com and keep changing lives.